Okay. Nice bowls, everything. Hi. So I wanted to come on not only for accountability, but also to continue to get in the kind of flow and rotation of making myself available because I would love for folks to be present, be comfortable to chat with me, like when they see that I'm going live. And so I started my morning with some meal prep. I did some grocery shopping like between Thursday and yesterday, and I brought a bunch of like fruit and vegetables. And so I'm like, I'm going to start next week off, good, the way that, feels supportive. And I'm going to chop everything up, before the week starts, because that means it's more likely that I'm going to eat it. So if you're like me and sometimes you just, either need somebody to keep you company, like while you are chopping your own vegetables, or, just want to come in to chat with me, if you happen to catch this live, like that would be great. But then also, if you are watching this, like after I'm done, maybe this can be a source of motivation for you. And when you buy your vegetables, you will play this as if we are both in our kitchens doing the activity together. So my name is Sequoia. I use she and her pronouns, and this is my channel, Goddess Ladybug. We talk about divination and spirituality, queerness, because I identify as a Black queer femme, and some vlogging related to lifestyle. So that's the other piece of this. I haven't really posted too many videos about lifestyle. And so definitely, again, just wanted to kind of get in the flow of that. If you want to see me meal prepping, I haven't posted my videos on TikTok yet, but you will see those videos of me chopping up. Let's see, I have, and the bowls are sitting right there. So that's where I'm looking. Dragon fruit, organic blackberries, strawberries, and then some pineapple. So I'll be uploading those videos here and then on my other channel, Red Linen Moon Wellness and Consulting, and that's my business page. Um, and you can find all the information to that page in the description box below once I update it. But I'm just gonna hop right in and just kind of do some chitter chatter. So like I said before, on my other videos, I did dragon fruit, blackberries, organic strawberries, and then pineapple. I do have some mango, but I only bought two of those and I ate one last night with some tahini. But right now we got beets, baby cucumber. The camera is here. Baby cucumbers, a whole lot of tomatoes that I don't know if I'm gonna get through. Like I have two of these containers, and then I have 2 bushels of the tomatoes on the vine, and then some green peppers that I need to cut up. Um, the fruit salad is from TikTok. I saw this person post about a hot girl summer salad, and in her salad she has some of the same components: dragon fruit, organic blackberries, organic strawberries, pineapple, mango, and then pomegranate seeds. I haven't been able to find pomegranate seeds for real, so I've just been, clearly eating it without that. And then I saw another person post about another hot girl summer salad, and that salad had cucumbers, green peppers, banana peppers. That's the other thing that I need to get out of the cabinet and cut those up. Yellow banana peppers, sunflower seeds, and then some seasoning. So I'm not necessarily trying to lose weight. I am just mixing up my salad. So I enjoy eating salad, but I get bored really quickly by that. And so, yeah, I have been seeing folks posting on TikTok about what they are, how they're mixing up their salads. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, those look so good. So that's what I'm doing. So let's start with these beets. And I bought, where's the box at now? I bought these beets because I like beets, but I didn't want like canned beets. And this is what the box looks like. So it says the brand is Love Beets, and it says cooked beets ready to eat. And then on the back it says we did the work so you don't have to. Our no mess, no fuss beets are cooked, peeled, and ready to eat. They're extremely versatile and can be enjoyed either hot or cold in a variety of dishes, from sandwiches to salads, and even smoothies, juices, and desserts. No mess, no fuss, just delicious beets. So on the side, it gives you some examples, like ways to enjoy, add to salads, roast them, make a sandwich, mix in a dip, blend into smoothies, and then to enjoy hot, microwave. And it gives you like the microwave and the oven directions. So that's what the box looks like. These are just something I picked up, again, to try to incorporate into my salads because I like beets, but just didn't want canned ones. And they come in like a vacuum packed bag. So I rinse them off. Well, I didn't rinse them off. I drained the bag and, cut them open and then just put them in the bowl that I plan to eat them out of, leave them in, because I have a separate bowl for the beets. So definitely let me know in the comments, what you think about these salads, what you think about the fruit salad combo too, if you enjoy any of those. And I don't have any dragon fruit to show you, but my mom, she's never eaten dragon fruit before, and she saw them in the refrigerator, and was like, "Those are apples. Like, what are those?" And I'm like, "They're dragon fruit." And so when the first time that I made this salad, I made sure to like make her some so that she could try it, and she really enjoyed it with the mango and the blackberries. So I have made a believer out of her related to the goodness of dragon fruit. Yeah, so I, I've mentioned this before on my channel, just related to the switch over in topics. So when I first started my channel, it was, kind of a hair journal where I was kind of documenting going natural, and I'm still natural. I've just been wearing my hair more straight recently, and definitely want to and need to, let's see, what bowl am I going to use for cucumbers? We'll definitely upload like more videos related to my hair care process, but wanted to definitely just fix up the content on my page. And yeah, I thought that it would be cool to come on here. I really enjoyed doing my natural hair vlog. That was a lot of fun and took quite a break. I did not revisit that area of my life on YouTube. And I have a lot of regrets. Well, let me not say it like that. It was for a time and a season. I was going to say I regret not being consistent, right? Because here I am, I find myself back here, re-engaging folks. And all of that is well and good, in time and everything. Um, so I'm glad, a lot of folks stayed on as a subscriber. So that was cool. And then here I am. Some of the differences between that time when I was hair vlogging on the channel, and those videos are still up. The majority of them are still up, and you can check them out. I was going back and forth between Michigan and Chicago. I'm originally from Chicago, and at that time I was in grad school, and then I was living in Saginaw, Michigan right after I had graduated from grad school and was vlogging. I was coming back and forth to Chicago. And then at one point during that vlogging time, I had moved back to Chicago to help my mom take care of my stepfather. And so, yeah, since that time, I've moved around quite a bit. I came back to Chicago, as I mentioned, to help my mom. I moved to Indiana for a little bit. I've lived in Denver, and then now I live in Anchorage, Alaska, which is pretty cool. And I'm currently in Chicago visiting my mom. I go back and forth between here meaning Chicago, and Anchorage, Alaska. Ooh. So yeah, there's that. Like I mentioned, I was recording some TikToks, and you'll see some of that. Like I have on the same outfit. And I usually do like content batching, where you record more than one video at a time. So you record multiple videos to be released, over the course of a few days. So that's what I was doing. And some of the topics that I talked about, April is Sexual Assault SA, some would say SA Awareness Month. And I talked about Fox Soul and some of their commentary on topics related to like Trey Songz and the survivors that are coming out about him. I didn't talk about R. Kelly, but that's one of the things I can talk about here. And then Lil Boosie is somebody else that I didn't talk about on TikTok, but I can talk about here. So, this is SA Awareness Month, and Fox Soul has a few videos about Trey Songz, and I've seen both of those videos, but on TikTok, what I talked about was cognitive dissonance. So conflicting thoughts, like going back and forth in your mind about your beliefs and thoughts about a person, place, or a thing. And I shared Trey Songz, R. Kelly, and then eventually I'll be talking about the documentary We Need to Talk About Bill, related to Bill Cosby. And cognitive dissonance. And so when we think about like going back and forth in our mind about, having conflicting thoughts about a person, place, or a thing, those are usually like one of the concrete ways that I talk about that, and also like pop culture. So if you haven't heard or don't know what I'm talking about related to Trey Songz has been accused of SA, and recently, but also there's been history of folks coming out about him, and that information not being believed, you know. And one of the things that I thought was pretty interesting about Trey Songz is that, one of his musical mentors was R. Kelly. Um, and, there is one survivor of Trey Songz that has been discredited, which is fine. But in addition to that one person, again, there's a historical there are historical examples and folks coming out about him and his behavior and them being silenced in a particular way. And one of the things that was activating about the Fox Soul commentary about it, was I have a difficult time listening to folks who don't educate themselves about the psychology of trauma responses. So when I say like the psychology of trauma, I'm talking about the 4 types of trauma responses. So fight, flight, fawn, and freeze. And so, a lot of times there is victim blaming and shaming when folks are talking about SA, blaming the victim related to not only like what she's wearing, but or the person is wearing, right? I don't want to gender this. And then this is what the beats look like. But there's a lot of victim. Yeah, let's do all the green stuff first, because the tomatoes are gonna be a little bit more messy. Just related to like why did this person do this, and they should have known better about that, and basically kind of picking apart what the survivor is saying kind of occurred. And with the Trey Songz situation, they're saying, like, why would you? I don't want to get into the details about it because it's pretty graphic. What the survivor is saying, that Trey Songz how he engaged with her while they were in a club and other people were around. But Fox Soul commentators were saying, like, why would you, if he did what you're saying he did in the club, why then would you get in the car with him after that? And I think he took her home, but I know that the kind of victim blaming and shaming that they engaged in was related to her getting in the car with him after that. So that was really harmful kind of commentary, and when you really break down and educate yourself, awareness raised about the 4 types of trauma, fight is just that. Either that could be physical or verbal, or, just kind of going back and forth with someone. So flight is leaving, leaving the space, the area, the situation. Fawn is, for the most part, like being in agreement with the person that might be harming you. So saying yes to something because you are fearful, and know what the response or the action will be if you disagree, dissent, or say no to the person. And then freeze is freezing up, not moving, not doing anything, not fighting back. So, I just have a huge issue when folks are just talking about things in that way without really understanding trauma, the context of trauma. And that, we've all had these experiences where, you can say how you might respond in that situation, but until you're in it, sometimes you don't know how you would really respond to that, right? And then applying those same type of judgments, values onto someone else related to how you think they should respond, you know. It's not cool. It's not cool. It's damaging, it's harmful. So yeah. And then so I said Trey Songz. Boosie is another one. So the Trey Songz clips are from like 2 weeks ago. Boosie's is from 2 weeks ago. So if you go on Fox Soul's platform, the ones with Claudia Jordan, Funky Dineva, and I can't think of his name, but he was married to Star Jones, black guy, glasses, married to Star Jones, who used to be on, who was on The View. I was gonna say The Real, but The View. I don't know why I want to call him Al. That's not his name. um, so those videos with them on there. And you'll see any of the ones with, again, Trey Songz from like 2 weeks ago, the one with Boosie on there from 2 weeks ago. So this one talks about him basically engaging in, some really, in a legal term, it's like egregious behavior with his son, with other women. Apparently on social media, him and his son were looking at women with a magnifying glass. I'm not going into that. Like, if you want to know what was going on, like, you can definitely like check out Fox Soul's platform, but I think you can kind of put two and two together related to how they were using this magnifying glass, streaming it on social media. Okay. And so if you go to the comments, you can see me in the comments, where I say, as a therapist, like, this is like sexually deviant behavior, and he is grooming his son. So it's some very strange and interesting things kind of going on online. I don't understand. Let's see. I don't understand, a lot of these platforms and some of the things that they, say are against their community guidelines, the things that they flag, the things that they let through. It's pretty activating and disheartening. We need to talk about Bill. So that documentary was quite hard to watch. And just in the sense of, the way that the director, and this is Kamal, I think his last name is Bell, but his first name is Kamau. And the way that he like weaves together the historical like information about how the survivors have been coming out for years about Bill Cosby, the way that he incorporates Bill Cosby's career, his stand-up, some of the things that he said during many interviews, you know. It's quite just, again, just another very unsettling, activating, um, yeah, like documentary. I think the one part that I just wanted to talk about that was hard was the part where he gives commentary, or kind of juxtaposes the allegations, the story that he's building, the narrative that he's building with Bill Cosby's stand-up uh, routine from Bill Cosby himself. And that is like one of my favorite, one of my absolute favorite Bill Cosby like stand-ups. I can remember when I used to have iTunes, I had bought and downloaded a lot of comedy routines, and this was actually like during the time of my hair vlogging, because I was doing a lot of driving back and forth between Chicago and Michigan, or drive back and forth between like Ann Arbor, Savannah, Detroit, Flint. And I love to listen to comedy while I was driving, and usually like old school stuff. So I had, and at that time, Lil Rel wasn't old school stuff. He was relatively new, but Lil Rel from Chicago. Um, I had some Red Fox, and then I had Bill Cosby himself, the stand-up routine that I would listen to, and just drive and laugh. And to have that, particular stand-up juxtaposed again with this documentary, it was just really hard, and like one of the things that, and this example of cognitive dissonance, right? Like one of the scenes that he played from the stand-up was that, and if you're familiar with it, Bill Cosby is talking about his family life, in this stand-up show for the most part. And, he's talking about, in this particular scene, him and his kids and wife are all at the table. And one of the kids asks for chocolate cake. And Bill Cosby sing this song, he's like, "That is great. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Gave us the chocolate cake," right? And like, just really nostalgic kind of memories come up about that song and how funny it was to me, and applying that to my family. And, you know, again, right, to know that this person was so harmful to women, right? So when we think about cognitive dissonance, this is just a clear example of that, right? Like that going back and forth. And I'm not going back and forth in the sense of I don't believe it, and like I don't watch the Cosby Show anymore. But I did have a friend that asked me, like, what did I think about it? Because what did I think about not watching the Cosby Show? Because that was such a like big part of her childhood and socialization was watching that, and she has kids now and wanted to show her kids, the Cosby Show. And in talking about that, it's like, no, can't watch the Cosby Show no more, friend. Um, the other thing was there was at least two, but for sure one woman that, even came out and talked about her experience of him working on that show, and how he violated her even on that show. And so I'm like, I can't watch that show knowing that a lot of the um, extras, the support actors and actresses that he had in that show, he was engaging in this behavior with them. So, yeah, I feel like I dove right into the serious topic for this chat. But these are just the things that are on my mind and what I would be, processing, even if I wasn't, kind of recording myself. Like I would still be sitting here chopping these vegetables up and thinking about this stuff. So I greatly appreciate you for, being here and thinking about these things. And there are other examples, there are other examples. I know many of the examples I'm talking about are black men, right? But across culture, across gender, across economic status, everyone has these examples of even community members, community people that they know on a one-on-one individual basis where, there's stories about just harmful behavior. And what do you do with that? Okay. I am going to cut these 2 packs of tomatoes. Camera here. I'm going to cut these 2 packs of tomatoes up, and I'm not going to cut up the big tomatoes, the tomatoes on the vine that I have. I have 2 bushels of those. I think me just cutting up these small tomatoes in half will be cool for this week because I've cut up so many vegetables. So yeah, I wonder how your Saturday is going. I hope that you are well. Definitely check the link in the description box below for other social media platforms that you can follow me on. That would be cool. I would love to talk to you across the socials. I post different things on my social media. Some of it is the same, but there's some things that I post certain places. So you might miss something is what I'm saying. And you definitely want to be updated about all the things that I get into, because I feel like I get into so much. I am an artist, a social worker, an intuitive energy reader. I do some wellness consulting. And yeah, post about all of those things. My experiences and my reflections across the different platforms. What do y'all think about Will Smith? I don't have any judgment. I don't have any say about whether what he did was right or wrong, and one of the reasons I take that position is because I know what it's like to not only be like activated by someone's actions, but then also I know what it's like for folks to judge you, to isolate you based on your reaction to how someone may be, impacting you. So I know what that feels like, and so I don't have any judgments about that. One of the things that I posted about on TikTok that I thought was pretty interesting. Well, I need to edit the video and then I'm gonna post it on TikTok. But Will Smith resigned from the Oscars and the Academy. And then we see that the Academy, the committee or board of directors or whatever, whoever these people are that even decided that, came back and banned him for 10 years from attending. And so I thought, like, one of the reasons that I posted about that was because, where did they get that number from? 10 years. Like, who decided that? What we know is that nothing like this has ever happened before. So that wasn't like written anywhere, like if you do this, then you're going to be banned for 10 years. Like they just made that shit up, meaning that number. So where did they get that number from? How did they decide that particular number? But on my TikTok, I talk about the numerology of the number 10. I talk about the numerology of the number 10, the 10 suit in the tarot. So the 10 of wands, the 10 of swords, the 10 of pentacles, and the 10 of cups, and give some keywords around those tarot cards. I also talk about the 10th house. Is that it? Yeah, the 10th house. And it's pretty interesting, the symbolic kind of aspects of the number 10 and the 10 suit for the tarot, and how it really aligns and sheds some light on again, symbolically, like where they picked this arbitrary number, like 10 years. The other thing that I said on my TikTok was, it's a very dramatic number as well. Like 10 years. 10 years. You can't, they're telling you that you can't attend an award ceremony. And, given that this is clearly like acting and, for performance, like that 10 lines up with me feeling that like dramatic energy, like very dramatic. 10 years. Wow. That's a long time. I mean, and I'm it's also interesting, him and Jada were, boycotting the Oscars. I think it was the year before, talking about Oscars so white. So it's just interesting. It's just no judgments here. Again, just looking at the whole picture of how things have kind of played out with that. I am so grateful that I did this while I was on live, because I'm done now. It took me about 40 minutes to do that. And like I said, I did back out of the 2 bushels of tomatoes on the vine that I have. I don't need to cut up all those tomatoes because this is a bowl of tomatoes, so I'm good. I hope that this was helpful for you whenever you come across this. Let me know what you think about some of the topics that I talked about. I'm going to have, I'm going to have, different postings kind of come up about, just my perspective on that. And yeah, I am grateful, even whoever this troll is, that's in the comments. I'm appreciative of your energy. And in the sense of, you took your time out to come and troll me. So yeah, I am going to end this live. Let me know in the comments if, these type of meal preps are helpful for you. being able to, watch someone else chop up food, accompany you while you might be chopping up food. And yeah,